Good afternoon, everyone. This is Robin Young. I'm the publisher of Orthopedics This Week, and here are the top 10 orthopedic and spine stories of the week of May 22nd. Coming in at number 10 is our power rankings. Here's where we survey all 26 of the top orthopedic and spine suppliers, and we pick what we think are the 10 most attractive companies, actually equities, and we rank them from 10 to 1. So be sure to check that out, either our podcast, Power Rankings podcast, or the actual Power Rankings on the website. So our number 9 story this week is that 4 new rehab hospitals operated by Reunion Rehabilitation Hospitals, which we would not normally cover, but they are opening 4 of them, 4 entire rehab hospitals in 3 of both the most populous and aging states in the United States. That would be, for those of you guessing at home, Arizona, Texas, and Florida. They all have massive retiree populations. So, of course, this is interesting news. Someone's making a big bet that us older folks need to get rehab from time to time. Number 8 is news that Doc Jennings is a pioneering orthopedic surgeon who practiced in the famed Minnesota Mesabi Iron Range. He passed away at age 88. This is one of the most interesting corners in America, up on the Canadian border, on the shores of Lake Superior. And this Dr. Leonard Patrick Jennings was a true original and really remarkable surgeon and individual. He received his medical degree in 1959 from Georgetown University Medical School, did his residency down in Miami, Florida. And then from Miami, Dr. Jennings decided to open up one of the very first orthopedic practices way up in one of the most beautiful parts of the United States, but one of the coldest parts, the Mesabi Iron Range. If you've never been there, it's right on the edge of the Lake Superior National Forest and the Boundary Waters canoeing area. Anyway, winter temperatures up there routinely get to 10 to 20 below. He starts his practice there. In addition to that, and he became very famous in the area. In addition to that, he founded the Sister Thea Bowman Black Catholic Education Foundation to serve African American students. So it was really news to hear of his passing, and we wrote what I hope is a story of his life that is worthy of a gentleman of this stature. So be sure to check it out on ryortho.com. Number 7 is tragic news. Dr. Devin Hoover, who's a well-respected, very busy neurosurgeon in Detroit, Michigan, was found murdered in his home. We certainly grieve with his family and friends and legions of heartbroken patients. We have more details on this sad story at ryortho.com. Our number 6 story is the launch of a really cool simulation technology called Alfonso. To really understand what this does, it's helpful to see it in action. And about a year ago, we actually featured this technology on one of our pitch programs. It's a complete simulation, really comprehensive, ultra realistic, that shows what happens if you use a pedicle screw or a drill or whatever into bone, all kinds of bone. It's really fascinating, very effective, ultra realistic simulation for implant testing. It's something you got to see to believe. We've got a video about this. Be sure to check it out at ryortho.com. Coming in at number 5 is news that John Agee, one of the most transformational hand surgeons ever, has also passed away at age 78. He ran the Hand Biomechanics Biolab in Sacramento, California, which became one of the top research labs in the United States for hand surgery. He practiced at several hospitals, including Sutter Medical Center and Mercy Medical Center, Mount Shasta, in the shadow, of course, beautiful Mount Shasta. His primary areas of focus were carpal tunnel syndrome, joint replacement, and wrist fracture repair. A life well lived and someone who mentored hundreds of hand surgeons around the world. Coming in at number 4 is an update on an older but really important study regarding cancer risk for orthopedic surgeons. Turns out being female and an orthopedic surgeon doubles your risk of breast and all-cause cancers. This is an understudied, underappreciated risk, and this study performs a great service by pulling together the latest on these relevant statistics. So it's a must read. Be sure to check it out at ryortho.com. And number 3 this week is new data on the risk of litigation. While orthopedic caregivers are not the most targeted caregivers in terms of lawsuits, the dubious distinction of being number 1 goes to the OBGYN specialty, but orthopedic surgeons do land in the top 5. The bottom line is getting sued is not a reflection on job performance, and litigation is common enough that it's not a matter of if, but for most surgeons, a matter of when. So sorry, but here's some data to give you an idea of what the risks look like. You can check it out at, of course, ryortho.com. And number 2 this week is part 2 of our series on the development of what I would call the bread and butter implant in spine surgery. That would be the intervertebral body implant. Building on the work from Cloward and Fernstrom, Bagby, Kuslich, and a talented group of entrepreneurs led by Dave Stassen, Doug Coors, and Rich Jansen brought to market the BAK cage, which is the forerunner for virtually every interbody implant in the market today. Here is, for the first time, the true and amazing story of spine tech in the BAK cage. Be sure to check it out. And our number 1 story this week is news that nonprofit LifeNet, Virginia Beach-based tissue processor, has purchased the wound care business from Bioventus. Remember, the company who jumped in value 80% in 5 days. LifeNet bought their wound care business for a reported $85 million. This was a highly strategic transaction, which in our view puts LifeNet at the pinnacle of the biologics, regenerative medicine, and allograft sectors in orthopedics. In an industry that doesn't devote enough resources, we think, to solid scientific studies and making bold strategic moves, LifeNet stands apart. Be sure to check out this story at ryortho.com. And with that, those are the top 10 stories in orthopedics this week. Be sure to read these important articles and many more at ryortho.com. And with that, I wish you all a very good week. Thank you.